Hi, welcome to my devlog for February. I'm just going to be going through what I've been working on this month. So this month I've kind of tweaked the camera controls a bit, make it a bit smoother and more fluidy, just to give it a try. Seems a lot nicer to me. Obviously, it'll be something that'll be customizable in the game anyway by the player. Well, I've added a new debug display. This is more, this is not for the game, I guess, but for the units. Not really for the game, but it helps me when I'm testing and stuff. It's just for vehicles, and it just shows their stats and what they're doing. So the other thing I've added is a new box selection, which maps to the terrain. So you can see if I drag a box, it's not using the screen space anymore. It's using the actual in-game terrain. So you can see it bends to the terrain there, and the lines are going over the tanks. And I've also included, I can't remember if I covered this in the last box select, but I've included it so it calculates the center of the tank now, or center of any unit really. But the units are basically on their center anyway. But yeah, it just allows more accurate selection, so you're over the actual tank. You're not, if you're trying to select multiple and it's half over one. It is, you can see it's selecting two there and four there and stuff. I'll explain that in a second, but that's all working with rotation too, so that took a bit of brain power to get that going. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, how it is bending to the terrain. I've also changed how units select. So they've got fixed groups now, so this is a proper tank platoon here, and you can select it with shift to select the whole platoon, or you can alt select and just get the section. And same with the infantry, you can get the section or the whole platoon or just an individual. And you can still move them like that, and then you can move them in the section as well, and they'll reform up. Oh, I forgot to take the debug out. And the reason why that's selecting both is because with a box selection, you're selecting groups, and I only want it to be able to select either a section, or if you select one unit from each section, it'll select the whole squad. If you need to select individually, then you can just do that by clicking. They're working in formation. It's just in a straight line at the moment. That's my next task, is to work on calculating pass for turns and stuff in formation. But you can see, like when you got a separated group like this, if you if they're separated, they'll form up first. That's what that black marker is. That's just for my testing. They'll form up first, and then they'll move in formation together wherever you told them to move. And they actually, it's probably a bit more noticeable in tanks because their speed varies a bit more. Like once they form up, you can see that they're all, I've got them so that the lead tank is checking the two to his rear, and if he gets too fast, he'll slow down. And the tanks behind are all looking inwards to check the speed. So you'll see, like he just slowed down because the leader wasn't going. He slowed down, and he's slowed down because he doesn't want to pass this guy. So it's working really well. Just got to get it going in turns now. And then when you move them in um, sections, they'll reform as well. So they'll form up into whatever formation set. I've only got one formation in at the moment, but the others are there, just not implemented. Still some work to do, but it's a start. So the other main thing that I've added is the command and the action system. So the way I've set up commands, a command is something that a player will issue to an AI. So a command is move to this location. Probably best to use vehicles because I use this debug. So like if I issue a command, let's do it to a section. They're gonna need to perform a number of actions to complete that command. And the command system I've made so you can queue commands. So later on, I haven't got it in yet, but the code is there for it to work. You press shift or whatever, and you can give it basically a set of waypoints, and it will move around and do whatever, and all in order. Each command will create the actions required to complete that command. So for a move like over to here, we've got the first one's form up. They're going to form up, then they're going to orientate to the path that they're going to move on. And they're also waiting until I've built in a system that you can tell that an action is a synchronized action, so it needs to wait for the rest of the team. And then they've moved, and then they're orientate again. So that's 4 actions they've completed. It's form up, orientate, move, and orientate again at the end that it's completed to do that one move command. So the actions are just the individual things that the AI does, so like a certain job. Just show that again. So the way I'm hoping to work is you can move the tanks individually if you need to reposition them, but ideally you're going to be running them at least in sections or full squads like this. I just wanted to show the formation maintaining there because I'm pretty happy with that. Took a while. The command action system is probably the thing that's taken me the most time this month. And I want to add in spacing as well, so you'll be able to change their spacing on the fly, but I haven't really worked on that stuff yet because I need to revamp the navigation calculations to allow for curves. And with the curves, I'm going to have to factor in like who's the if I want to do a left turn, I'm going to have to factor in who's the inside tank and curve it around. Yeah, getting there. Pretty happy with where I've got to this month. Thanks for watching. See you next month.